Welcome to America's finest city. We are live and direct from Balboa Park, botanical areas. I believe we have a subscriber, a new subscriber named Jody. This is a wonderful view for today. It has been a foggy day indeed. Like Judy Garland would say, it's a foggy, foggy day. With the beautiful ducks. Oh my god, look at that big one.
Oh, yeah, pussy. You're pussy, right? San Diego, we don't have real men. They haven't evolved. They're trapped in time. You gotta be a stupid not to evolve, right?
Beautiful flowers. There's a great award-winning, Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter named Wesley, and he wrote an amazing article on Ocasio-Cortez for GQ magazine. And he writes, for her first 2 years in Washington, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez walked the few blocks from her apartment to her congressional office nearly every morning, a routine she felt forced to change. After a treasonous mob stormed the Capitol, now she drives most days a comically short commute she considers a necessary safety precaution. For some reason, she's not quite sure why the congresswoman decided to walk to work on what would become Washington's most tumultuous morning since the insurrection. As she reached the Capitol grounds on June 24, a group of men stopped her for a photo. I said hello, and how are you all doing? She later recalled. They're like, well, would definitely been a lot better given this morning. This was how the Congresswoman learned that the Supreme Court had gutted the constitutional right to abortion established by Roe versus Wade. Wow, they have really gutted out the scene over here. This is the actual botanical gardens, and I am most impressed by the architectural demise of climate change. It has completely destroyed this beautiful landscape in America's finest city, Balboa Park. Some major deconstructed work of architectural digest is upon us. The anticipated completion of late 2023 is going to be the most forever of Balboa Park's botanical gardens. Balboa Park Botanical or sandiego.gov for more information on what's going on over here. It is unprecedented, obviously, that this work of art is no longer there will be a detour, obviously. Well, thank you, Jody, for subscribing to my YouTube channel. The scene is absolutely stunning. We have a lovely ducks over here. Oh, look at this one. This one wants to play. There's something going on at room 66. I remember the day that I was in Barcelona, the first day I was in Barcelona, Spain. Barcelona, the architectural buildings of Barcelona, which this is probably a tribute to Barcelona, Spain. Junipero Serra. I guess the this thing, this beautiful piece of work was actually at one time right there. And they took it out from the building in 1971. Oh my God. In 1971, the Casa del Prado Theater was reconstructed. In 1971, the year that I was born. So this is 51 years old on this section. So this has been here for 50 years at least on this wall. But it actually belonged into a building from 1914. And like I was saying on my other video from yesterday, that a lot of the buildings here were made out of plaster, and some of them didn't survive, so they had to remodel. They spent a lot of money on these buildings to recreate them again, to actually look really good. And a lot of these things that are made out of plaster, some of them didn't survive. So when they remodeled the buildings, some of the plasters were taken out and resaved, but were never reduplicated because they were so hard to do. So I believe that you are looking at plasters that were saved. Like this one doesn't have a hand because it fell. So a lot of these were made out of plasters for 1914. And when they took them out of the buildings, they put them in here to be saved, because a lot of the buildings over here were made out of plaster and they were falling apart decades later. So, and then in current times, a lot of these buildings have been brought to life with not plaster but actual cement. And you are looking now at a building that was probably also made in 1914, 1915 for the exposition. And you can see that they're going to have to remodel again, reconstruct, because obviously it's fallen apart. And the lovely ducks have been here ever since then. And until next time, have a fabulous weekend ahead. Medavog.